July 26th. Welcome back to another episode of the Weekly What's Up. Holy shit. I don't even know where to begin this week. Let's just start talking about stuff. Hulk Hogan, arguably the most decorated and recognized wrestling superstar in the world. What the hell? Okay, I know that there have been stories in the past about him using some racist language and stuff, but it's nothing like what we're seeing right now. So, what's recently been happening is Mark Lamont Hill tweeted, "I haven't gotten confirmed audio yet, but the transcripts that I've seen have Hogan calling The Rock the N-word and Sambo, among other things." Now, these transcripts supposedly go on to say that Hulk Hogan called Dwayne The Rock Johnson an uppity, half-breed nigger, undeserving of his successes, an untalented, no-good, shit-talking Sambo, then later goes on to say that I never liked having to wrestle with anybody that wasn't white. Well, I know there's probably some arguments just with that, but I'm going to keep going and then we'll hit the flip side in a second. So there's this audio from 2012 with an interview of Hulk Hogan on Shade 45 Radio, which is a predominantly, hip-hop station. So, African Americans are listening to it and African Americans are hosting it. I'm just going to, preface that before I play the audio, which here, just listen to the audio and you can see for yourself.
I'm like the male. Well, I didn't want to go there.
You've been saying brother for years. Any black guy ever said, yo, you my nigga? Like, you my nigga, Hulk.
Well, Booker T used to do that to me on TV.
Yeah.
And every time I pull up YouTube, there's that famous thing that Booker T, when his brother was there, and they're all talking trash. And Booker T goes, "I'm coming for you, Hogan, you nigger," and not nigga. He goes nigger. I mean, it's like, and it's still so cool because the whole time I was down in Miami, when I lived there, everybody, like I walk in the booth and all of a sudden I bump into this guy in the games in the booth. It's all black, and he's got his BlackBerry, and I bump into him, and he goes, "What's up, nigga?" And I said, "Oh, dude, excuse me, bro." He goes, "No, it's all cool," And everybody down there, Lil Wayne, Birdman, everybody, they're all, calling me nigga, and I'm like, and then I started saying it, and I always said it, but now all of a sudden I get heat when I say it, and they say, "Hogan, you can't say that." I said, "Well, why can't they say it to me then?" It's like, but brother was cool
again. I know that there's arguments, and I promise you we're going to touch on them. Just be patient. Finally, the coup de grace, an article that was released by Gawker that has transcripts of a sex tape with Hogan in it, where he supposedly says, "I don't know if Brooke was fucking that black guy's son. I mean, I don't have double standards. I mean, I am a racist, to a point, fucking niggers. But then when it comes to nice people and shit, and whatever, I mean, I'd rather she was going to fuck some nigger. I'd rather have her marry an 8-foot tall nigger worth $100 million, like a basketball player. I guess we're all a little racist. Fucking nigger." Okay, now is where I stop this. We don't know the context, and yes, he should not have said what he said. But all of this is being taken out of context. We don't have the audio that has him even saying this. All of this is alleged stuff. Granted, the audio that I already played, we have that. But you know the context there. You know that he's on a hip-hop show. He's on Shade 45 with African-American artists, and he's not saying those words offensively. He's saying those words because they're part of a story. Now, I have been called nigger many times. I've been called a lot of stuff meant to be offensive and negative to me. And I know what it feels like to hear that word in a negative context. It sucks. It's awful. What I heard when I listened to Hogan, it was not meant to be spun that way. It was not meant to be something bad, something negative. It was not meant to offend or hurt anybody. And that's coming from me. That is my opinion on that. So what was Hogan's response to all of this? According to People magazine, he said, 8 years ago, I used offensive language during a conversation. It was unacceptable for me to have used that offensive language. There is no excuse for it, and I apologize for having done it. This is not who I am. I believe very strongly that every person in the world is important and should not be treated differently based on race, gender, orientation, religious beliefs, or otherwise. I am disappointed with myself that I used offensive language inconsistent with my own beliefs. Now again, this is my opinion. I've heard a lot of bullshit apologies in my life. That doesn't seem like one of them. It doesn't. You know, like I said, my opinion, I believe he was being sincere when he said that. So how does WWE respond? Well, for starters, he's no longer listed in the WWE Hall of Fame, and you cannot buy any of his merchandise on WWEshop.com. Why? Because they removed it. Arguably the greatest wrestling superstar in the world ever, they're cutting all ties with him because of this, right now, hearsay. Yes, I know it's sketchy. Yes, I know he does have a past of saying things that he shouldn't have said. But I feel like it's just way too early to completely remove yourself from an icon. The man, he is to me, to everyone. If you know professional wrestling, you know Hulk Hogan. That's just a guarantee. If you know nobody else, if you cannot name one other wrestling superstar, you can name Hulk Hogan. I guarantee it. But anyways, that's supposed to be the distraction from what's really going on. And I want to talk about that now. What happened to Sandra Bland? I'm sure you've heard the stories. If you haven't, for whatever reason, I'll break it down for you real quick. Sandra Bland was stopped by a Mr. Encenia for not signaling as she was changing lanes, which everybody knows is one of the worst possible crimes that you could commit. So let's watch the video and see how Mr. Encenia appropriately responds to this horrible crime that Sandra Bland committed.
Okay, ma'am. You okay?
I'm waiting on you. This is your job. I'm waiting on you. What do you want me to
Oh,
say?
you seem very irritated.
I am. I really am. Because I feel like it's crap is what I'm getting a ticket for. I was getting out of your way. You were speeding up, tailing me. So I move over and you stopped me. So yeah, I am a little irritated, but that doesn't stop you from giving me a ticket. So let's continue.
Are you done?
You asked me what was wrong and I told you.
Okay.
So now I'm done, yeah.
Okay, so far, here's what we have. Encenia says, "Are you okay? You seem irritated." When's the last time you've been pulled over and not been irritated? Come on. So she answers this question. She says, "Yes, I'm irritated because as you were speeding up and tailgating me, I was moving out of your way, and then you pulled me over because I didn't signal." I would be upset about that too. Like, I'm not gonna lie. That would upset me. that would irritate me. So what's his response? Are you done? Are you done? Really? That's what you're gonna say? I dare anybody to get into an argument with a black woman. Let her give her speech on whatever you guys are arguing about, and then just look at her and be like, are you done? The above average black woman would slap the shit out of you right there, like without hesitation. Like it would, it's a reflex. It would just like it slap the shit out of you for saying, "Are you done?" For answering the question that you asked. I'm sorry, officer. Was I not supposed to answer your question that you asked me? I was just answering your question. Now you're gonna come at me with, "Are you done?" If you can be that close to a black woman when she's arguing with you, and you say, "Are you done?" and you don't get slapped the shit out of, come and see me. I'll give you $5. That's only the police. Only the police can get away with that shit, man. Only the police can do that.
You mind putting out your cigarette, please? Don't mind.
I'm in my car. Why do I have to put out my cigarette?
Now, this is where shit starts to get out of hand. He asks, "Will you put your cigarette out?" Now, she doesn't have to do... There is no law, there is nothing anywhere that says if you get stopped by the police, if you're smoking a cigarette in your car, that you have to put it out. But he asks anyways, "Would you mind putting your cigarette out?" And up to this point, he's polite in how he's... When he says that, he's polite as he says it. But she responds with the truth. "I'm in my car. I don't have to put my cigarette out." Now, me, I would have just done it because I've seen the news. I know what's happening. I don't smoke. I don't. If it was me, if the dude was like, "Hey, will you stop breathing for a few minutes?" I would have stopped because I'm not gonna, I'll hold my breath. Yes, sir. Yaza. I hold my breath. I've seen the news. I know what happens if you don't cooperate, if you don't do whatever bullshit that they tell you to do, whether it's within their rights to tell you to do it or not, whether you're within your own rights to not do it. I know what happens. I've seen the news. I've seen people get choked out to death for illegally selling cigarettes. I've seen this video with Sandra Bland where she gets pulled out of her car because she didn't want to stop smoking. You better believe I'll do whatever the officer tells me to do. Whatever any policeman tells me to do. You better believe I'm just gonna do, knowing that they're wrong, I'm gonna do it because I don't want to fucking die. I know it's not right. I know it's unjust. I know it's not gonna hold up in court. It's not gonna matter if I'm dead. The police, man, they're killing us out here. And I don't mean that figuratively. They are literally killing us. Killing us. So anyways, she does what is within her rights to do. She speaks truth back at him and says, "I'm in my car. I'm not under arrest. I don't have to put my cigarette out." Well, then this happens.
Well, you can step on out now.
I don't have to step out of my car.
Step out of the car.
Why am I
Step out of the car.
No, you don't have the right.
Step out of the car.
You do not have the right to do that.
I do have the right. Now step out or I will remove
I
you.
refuse to talk to you other than to identify myself.
Step out or I will remove you.
I am getting removed for a failure.
Step out or I will remove you. I'm giving you a lawful order. Get out of the car now or I'm going to remove you.
And I'm calling my
I'm going to yank you out of here.
Okay, you're going to yank me out of my car?
Get out.
Okay. All right.
25.
Let's do this.
Yeah, we're going to.
Yeah. Don't touch me.
Get out of the car.
Don't touch me. I'm not under arrest. You don't have the right to take
You
me out
are
of my
under
car.
arrest.
I'm under arrest for what?
25.
For what?
7 County FM 1098. Just
For
north
what?
of 290. Send me another unit. Get out of the car.
Another unit FM 1098.
Get out of the car now.
Why am I being apprehended? You trying to give me a ticket
I
for
said
your failure?
get out of the car.
Why am I being apprehended? You
I'm
just
giving
opened
you a
my car
lawful order.
door. You just
I'm
opened
going
my
to
car
drag you
door.
out of here.
So you threatening to drag me out of my own car?
Get out of the car.
And then you
I will
stun
light
me?
you up. Get out.
Wow.
Now.
Wow.
Get out of the
Really,
car.
for a failure to signal. You doing all of this for
Get
a failure
over there.
Right, yeah. Yeah, let's take this to court. Let's do
Go
it.
ahead.
For a failure to signal. Yep, for a failure to signal.
Get off the phone.
On my school.
Get off the
I'm not
phone.
on the phone. I have a right
Put
to
your
record.
phone
This is
down.
my property. This
Put
is
your
my
phone
property.
down.
Sir?
Put your phone down. Right now. Put your phone down.
I will remove you. I'm gonna drag you out of here. I'm gonna light you up as he pulls out his stun gun. So what's... Okay, and then so all of that, she gets out of the car, and he says, get over there, which over there was outside of the dash cam. Coincidentally, that this just worked out for Insania, that this was not being recorded. But I want to go back to something else that she said. She said, I'm not under arrest, I don't have to get out of my car. And he says, you are under arrest. Up to this point, for what? For everything that we've seen, that has been on camera, on audio. What is she under arrest for at this point when he says, you are under arrest? I mean, please, like, this isn't a joke. This isn't anything. What was she under arrest for? Please, if you can answer that question, please comment it down below. Please, I'm begging you, because I'm dying to know what, at this point, was she under arrest for. So now we're going to cut in a second angle of a pedestrian that just happened to be recording this. And this wasn't captured by the dash cam, but I'm going to try to keep it as chronological as possible so you can see everything in order as much as we can. So let's watch this.
That make you feel good, Officer.
Take care of yourself.
I know it make you feel real good. You're a real man now. You just slammed me, knocked my head in the ground. I got epilepsy, you motherfucker.
Good.
I hope I...
Good.
Good.
You should have thought about that before you start resisting.
All right. Yeah, this is real good. Real good for a female, yeah. Y'all strong, ooh.
Go ahead.
Y'all real strong.
I want you to
Y'all
wait
real
right here.
strong.
Wait right here.
I can't go nowhere with your fucking knee on my back, duh.
I'm gonna open your door. You need to leave. You need to leave. You need to leave.
On my soul, y'all, so full of shit. Fucking traffic.
For a warning.
Texas.
For a warning, you're going to jail
Whatever.
for resisting
Whatever.
arrest. Stand up.
Whatever. If I could, I
Okay,
can't
roll
even,
over.
I can't even fucking feel my
Tuck
arm.
your knee in.
under you.
Tuck your knee in.
God damn. I can't.
Listen, you're going to sit up on your butt.
Slam my head into the ground.
Sit
Do
up
not
on your
even
butt.
care about
Listen
that.
to how he's telling you to get
I
up.
can't even hear.
Yes, you
He
can.
Sit
slammed
up on
my
your butt.
fucking head into the ground.
Sit up on your
What
butt.
the hell?
Now stand up.
All of this for a traffic signal. I swear to God. All of this for a traffic signal. Thank you for recording. Thank you for a traffic signal. Slam me into the ground and everything.
No.
Everything.
Can I just take a quote away from this? Sandra Bland says, I have epilepsy. Antonia says, good. Good? Really? Good. 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 You have a disease. That makes me happy. Because that's what you deserve. You deserve to have a disease. You deserve to have something wrong with you. Because you don't agree with me. Because you don't do what I'm telling you to do. Even though I don't have the right to tell you to do what you're doing. You're not doing it. So I'm glad that something is wrong with you. I have epilepsy. Good. Now, throughout this video, you keep hearing, you're under arrest, stop resisting. You're resisting arrest. What's the arrest? What is she under arrest for? You can't, if you go back to when she was originally under arrest, you can't say it was for assaulting an officer. Because she hadn't. She was in her car. She didn't do anything. Yes, she had a little bit of an attitude. She was kind of provoked into that. I couldn't talk to a black woman that way and expect to not get a little bit of attitude back. Like I said, an average black woman would have whooped my ass without thinking twice about it. She was calm, she was reserved, she didn't do anything, she didn't do anything physical towards Encenia. The altercation didn't start until he said that he was gonna drag her out and light her up. And he pulled out his stun gun and pointed it at her. He's gonna light her up. For what? For what? For nothing. If there's an answer to that, please comment down below. Leave me a video response to something. Answer that question for me, please. I'm begging you. So if you watch the full dash cam video that was released by the police department, you'll notice, just like everybody else has, that the video is edited. It is. It repeats, it loops, which is like the dumbest. I edit all of the videos that I post. This video is clearly edited. You can't deny that. The audio seems to be fluid, but you edited the video. Who's to say you didn't edit the audio? Who's to say you didn't cut something out of the story before it got released? So, in the affidavit or in the official statement that was made by Encenia, there's nothing that contradicts what he's saying. But unfortunately, there is stuff that contradicts what he says. Well, you're going to say the reason for her arrest was because she assaulted an officer, which hadn't taken place from anything that we've seen so far until she was taken out of her vehicle and then taken off camera. That was the only point that an assault could have occurred, but we couldn't see that because the dash cam didn't pick that up. So if that's what you're gonna say, if that's why she was being arrested, that didn't happen until she was removed from her vehicle, with the threat of being tased, and then taken out of vision of the dash cam. How convenient that must be. I still want to know why. Why it escalated like this. She changed lanes without signaling. Give her a ticket. She did that. She's guilty. She is guilty of changing lanes without signaling. Give her a ticket. She deserves it. You know what she doesn't deserve? Are you irritated? Oh, you're answering my question now? Are you done? That is provoking. That is looking for a fight. You're trying to agitate somebody by saying things like that. So now where are we? Sandra Bland is dead. The police department would have you believe that it was a suicide, that she killed herself. Now let's be honest. Nobody believes that. Nobody believes that. Now, okay, so even if we can't prove how she died while she was in jail, regardless of that or not, why did it even get to that point? Why was she in jail? Why was she arrested? None of this would have happened if this person wasn't having a bad day or whatever stuff was going on in his personal life, whatever. It didn't have to get to that point. He didn't have to pull her out of the vehicle and threaten her with a taser. It didn't have to get to that point. For a failure to signal that you're changing lanes from a police officer that's tailgating you, sounds to me like he who was looking for trouble there. You'll notice that not once in this video did I call Encenia an officer. To me, he's not. He's one of the many dirty cops out there that are giving good cops, good men like this person, a bad reputation. This is a good man. This is a good police officer, and he's a friend. Not all cops are bad. Just like not all black people are thugs. Just like not all of anything is anything. The generalities are what's killing our society. Just because some people have a preconceived notion of, well, all black people are criminals, so let's treat them like that. And now, because of that mindset, black people are getting in their minds, well, all white cops are racist, so let's treat them like that. And that's the society that it's creating. And nothing good is going to come from that. Not all black people are thugs, and not all white police officers are racist. They're not. There are good men out there, black and white. What I'm trying to say is don't let assholes like Encenia ruin the good reputations of good police officers. And don't let a few bad African Americans ruin the reputation of the entire population. Not all black people are thugs. Not all white police officers are racist. We're hurting ourselves by creating this culture, and it has to stop. But we have to be active. We have to acknowledge that it's happening. But for whatever reason, we refuse it. We're fighting it. We have to accept it. Yes, it's happening. Let's do something about it. If we ignore it, it's just going to keep spiraling and going until what? I mean, I hate to go to the extreme, but genocide? I don't know where it's going to stop until we acknowledge that it is a problem, because it is. And it needs to stop. We need to come together. We are a human race. Everyone on this earth, we are here together. Let's stop judging people on color, on religion, on orientation, on whatever. We have to survive together, or not at all. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm wrong. It's one man's opinion. For every Sandra Bland that we've had, how many have we not had? How many haven't been in the media? How many haven't gotten recognition. How many have died? And nobody knows about them. How many innocent people have been put in jail for disrespecting, changing lanes without signaling? No. We're going to call it what it is. For disrespecting a person with a badge. You don't get put in jail for switching lanes without signaling. You don't. You don't. Now, I'm saying person with a badge because this isn't a man. This isn't an officer. No, it's not. If this is what's considered a man, then take me out of that category. Cause I'll be a guy. I'll be a bro. I'll be whatever. I do not want to be in any category that Insignia is in, because that is not what I consider a man. He's not. He's a coward on a power trip that thinks he can get away with whatever he wants because he has a badge. That's not the world I want to live in, where that's considered a man. Alright, the last few weeks we've gotten deep, we've gotten into some stuff. Let's talk about comedy. Let's change the subject. We're going to talk about comedy for a little bit. Last week, I participated in a round of a contest at Crackers Comedy Club, and I advanced. I'm in the finals, and the finals are this week. I will be at Crackers on Tuesday. That show is at 8:30, and the doors open. They start seating at 8. This is an important show to me because if I do well enough, it goes, there's judges and then there's audience response and everything. If I win this, it would be huge for me, and I would freak out and do something crazy, do something awesome crazy. I wouldn't go, arrest somebody for switching lanes without a turn signal crazy, but I would throw a party, and there would be beer and strippers, and it would be awesome. It would be a good party. And there's a show that I'm going to start promoting right now because I'm so excited for it. It's at Creative Sanctuary 765. Here's the poster for it. My favorite comedians from Indianapolis are coming up to be a part of this show. It's going to be fantastic. I bought some new equipment, so I'm going to be recording from a couple different angles. We're going to have a free floating camera on the comedians. We're going to splice in interactions from the audience when they laugh at the jokes, and we're going to do behind the stage. This is going to look like a legit comedy special, and it's got the funniest people that I know, and I can't wait. This is going to be an awesome show. Anyways, it's August 7th at Creative Sanctuary 765 in Alexandria, Indiana. It's only $5 to get into the show. That's what's messed up. I was like, you need to charge $20, and he was like, no, bro, we're only charging $5. I was like, you're crazy. You're gonna be losing out because this is gonna sell out. And he was like, well, we're only $5, and I was like, all right, you know what? Whatever. This is your loss. So it's $5 to get into the show. We know you're gonna appreciate the comics that are there, so we're gonna pass around a tip bucket before the show is over, so you can donate money to the comedians for their time, for traveling up, because it's not cheap to be a comedian early on, where a lot of these people are, but they are funny and they are worth way more than $5. So come out, show some support, and and give us money. That's it for this week. If you liked what you see, be sure to share this video with your friends. If you didn't, leave me a comment and let's talk about it. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to my channel. Also, follow me on social media. The tags for those are below this clip, and the links are in the description below. Last but not least, Check out my series, All You Need to Know About, which is going on in the opposite corner of where I'm talking at you right now. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next week.